I don't know if it's proper to say that big tech has been kind of quiet on the censorship front lately, mostly because, yeah, they just kind of already did everything that they wanted to do in the past few months, and now they're just kind of letting everything ride. And yeah, it's just basically what, the big four at this point. You got like Amazon, you got Twitter, you got Facebook, you got Google, you got all of them just running basically polite society at this point, and they're just trying to make it a little bit more polite over there at Twitter by fucking flagging memes as being misleading. They're just taking the fun out of the town hall communication even more so. Okay, listen, when you still have the Taliban on there, but yet you've already kicked out Donald Trump for saying please go home with peace and with love, and for inciting the insurrection that wasn't. You guys have your priorities just mixed up just a little bit. But hey, the Taliban have explicitly said that they'll definitely be taking into account women's rights. And if they fuck up again, we'll be taking into account their lefts as well. Oh, we hate women. Twitter tests new feature to users to flag misleading posts. Oh boy. Flagging posts, I don't know, fucking trying to misconstrue jokes as being legitimate news, but maybe that would help, like, the other side. This is only affecting one side, by the way. It's only affecting fucking irrational human beings and not the, user base of Twitter who just sit on there all day and only change their clothes when their cats piss on them. But they normally get their news from fucking memes anyways, so I guess just putting this little disclaimer at the bottom that this is a joke might be necessary for those on the spectrum. Twitter has announced it is testing a feature that will let people report tweets they think are misleading, with the company saying it's looking for input thus received to help it scale up and accelerate its broader misinformation work. Just letting randoms go ahead and mark posts that they think are misleading. How many are going to get hit on Don Jr.'s page? I track and follow a hell of a lot of influential people out there, and I can think of several other people that are just going to get fucking whacked with this. But yet Bernie Sanders and AOC will be able to spew their fucking crazy shit. But hey, that's the game you play on their home field. Could just build our own Twitter alternative. I don't know, I think like a good name's probably Parler, but yeah, no, they probably wouldn't let that one stick out for too long. The new feature is being tested in the United States, South Korea, and Australia. Not like Aussies have anything better to do. Starting August 17th, the company said in a series of tweets, we're assessing if this is an effective approach, so we're starting small. It's not. Twitter started later adding in a tweet that in this experimental stage, we plan to learn from a small, geographically diverse set of regions, whatever, before scaling globally to other areas! Exclamation point. They mean business. And the way the trial feature works is when a selected user clicks on the report tweet option, they will find the option to flag the tweet as it's misleading. Twitter will then ask people to provide additional information about the issue they're reporting. Orange Man Bad, one of the drop-down features. The company added that it may not take action on each report, but we'll have trusted people out there in the field, and whatever they say goes. Fuck off. Just like that Birdwatch thing. Where did that go? Yeah. Ended up being a massive failure. The company added, it may not take action as this is just a pilot program and it has already sparked controversy. Yeah, but people wonder, what the fuck are you doing? Remember when you started Twitter, Jack? This was supposed to be the free speech wing of the free speech party. But now they're just, tagging memes as being misleading. But they're worried that the feature would be misused. No, but Twitter activists, you don't say. The same people who cancel the likes of Gina Carano for just, I don't know, having wrong think. You think that it might get weaponized? You have that inkling feeling? I don't know. Some users reacted with glee. Others called for the feature to be rolled out in other regions. Of course, because they want a little slice of that authoritarianism as well. Listen, if there's going to be one social media platform to fall by the wayside, nobody really noticed after about a week or two, it's probably Twitter. It's outlived its usefulness. Oh, the stocks are going up. They're up 16% over last year. Cool. Literally, if Twitter exploded and it was gone tomorrow morning, other than a few journalist weirdos, nobody would even notice. Like 80% of their user base is not active whatsoever. I've been posted since, January 24th? And I just use it as more or less just kind of a compiler of what the fucking morons are talking about and see if there's anything I missed during my scour of the internet to find the topics of the day, because you're not really missing anything on Twitter if you aren't there. Most of the stuff that's trending every other day: Holocaust, the Nazis, arrest Trump, lock him up, some variation of Orange Man bad. Speaking of which, Google Whistleblower search engine rewrote algorithms to go after Trump. Who's shocked by this? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you're shocked. Okay, now go Taliban on that shit and cut it off, because you shouldn't be shocked by this at all, whatsoever. Like, legitimately. Google whistleblower Zach Vorhies, that's to the point. Bam. Author of new book Google Leaks, a whistleblower's expose of big tech censorship, explained how Google rewrote their news algorithms that specifically go after Trump in an interview with the Epoch Times. Why am I not using them? Diversity. I like diversity. Vorhies passed hundreds of internal documents to Project Veritas in 2019, including items from the company's YouTube search blacklist showing indirect interference in Democratic votes. In the interview with the Epoch Times, Vorhies displayed internal files showing that Google ranks news stories. We knew this. There's a reason why. There's certain numbers and figures you can see in the background of YouTube where and how people are accessing your different videos. So it's like, okay, if you type in a search and you're one of the new viewers and you're about whatever, for whatever reason, you're still sticking around for 5-ish minutes or however long this is going, can't really tell. But it'll tell me how you came, or at least the percentage of the people came through your search engine. You came through YouTube search algorithm. It was posted on Facebook or something and fucking thrown around. Who knows? Something like that. It'll tell me how that happens. And that in order to find any of these videos themselves, if you're using an off-site search engine, it's more than likely going to be DuckDuckGo or Brave or something like that, because Google itself, I think I get like a fraction of a percentage of them recommending my content. But yeah, DuckDuckGo, as for the tertiary searches, it's like 14 or 15% for your average video. So it's not insignificant whatsoever. And it's clearly obvious that there is some manipulation going on there. In his interview with Epoch Times, Vorhies displayed internal files showing, yes, Google ranks news stories. This is called real-time hive mind scoring. Interesting. That's literally built it. They rewrote it according to the fight that Trump was having with James Comey. Aha! Asked by Epoch Times interviewer Joshua Phillip whether it was just a way for Google to surface top news stories, Vorhies pointed out the quality of search results has declined with users looking to competing search engines. Yes, because you get the same host of NBC, CBS, ABC, Washington Post up at the top, where it's just going to feed you their narrative newsline. Okay, I understand that Breitbart does like to politicize stuff, and Epoch Times, if you take a look at the different samples, they're pretty much down the middle and they're fairly fair on things, but they're always like on the second, maybe third page of the queue if you search a news story on Google. I've switched over to DuckDuckGo, I think at like the start of the year. Haven't regretted it at all. Okay, get a whole host of different search results, and I'd be more than happy to go to a different source. And sometimes I just, I'd have the same thing just plastered on the screen over and over again. I'd take a look at my tabs and realize that the icons that are there are looking awfully similar. So take the headline and see if I can get it from somebody else's source. And hell, sometimes I'd find a different outlet and I will like them a hell of a lot too, and then start using them and put them in rotation. And that's only possible because DuckDuckGo doesn't fuck with their algorithms. Philip noted that the Epoch Times used to frequently be in the top 10 news results from news stories, but were taken out at some point. There we go. Breitbart News has also been censored by Google, with search analysis data revealed by 2020 the visibility of Breitbart links on Google has dropped by 99.7%. Holy fuck. You might as well be dead. Compared with 2016, despite no corresponding fall in traffic. It's probably because Ben Shapiro left, so then, I don't know, anti-Semitism or something like that. I don't fucking know. Breitbart News also revealed that visibility on searches for Joe Biden dropped to 0. That makes a lot of fucking sense, because whenever I put, in case you guys haven't been noticing or whatever, but recently, anytime that Biden's in like a thumbnail or something for a video, I don't like to put Biden in the title, because that just immediately torpedoes views. Like anything that should be getting like an average view count, like average for me is still like 30 or 40 views, but if I put President Biden in the headline, No word of a lie. Single digits, 15 at max. You can go back and take a look at some of the old posts, and now they're starting to come around, maybe a little bit, but at the time it was like, what the fuck? I'm trying to talk about the president here. Well, I guess you can't call him the president, so Joe, Sleepy Joe, Creepy Joe, Weaky Joe, Leaky Joe, I don't fucking care. I can get around it. Still make him look like he's completely off in outer space, because that's always going to be funny to me. Vorhies explained that Google assigns each website a page rank score. Oh, like a social credit score. How delightful. Which it does not reveal to websites' owners. Vorhies noted that Google has even ignored congressional subpoenas for page rank scores. Sir, we don't rank anything here, and we will not be turning over those files that definitely do not exist. You guys remember all of those big tech fucking blowhard panels that Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley, they'd grab the headlines for the day, but what's been the results in all those panels? Oh, sweet fuck all. Exactly. It's all a show trial, okay? I like Hawley. I like Cruz, but if they're just going to be grandstanding, what fucking good are they? In other words, media organizations are controlling the entire system, said Philip. Yes. So, when you get a negative story, your website will likely face a page rank penalty within the next 3 to 6 months. And so it's really important for businesses out there, if they get hit, if they get slandered, if they force a retraction because if they don't, it's going to end up on Wikipedia, and then the defamation laundering engine, known as Wikipedia, will cause their search ranking engine on Google to go down. There was another story that was out there. I'm not too sure if we covered it or not, and I'll just make a little bit of reference to it. But Wikipedia, I think it was the founder, the CEO, one of the high ups there was lamenting the state of current Wikipedia as being just too accessible for people to just go in there and completely change the narrative at a moment's notice. I don't know if he was necessarily on the side of it or not. I just kind of took a little glance through it. I didn't really have a whole bunch of other stories to build around a big tech censorship kind of topic for the day, but I remember seeing that, and I don't even like using Wikipedia as a source whatsoever for very obvious reasons, just like the ones that I just mentioned. Because, it is easily accessible. And if you just need a quick definition or a little bit of history on an athlete or a filmography from an actor, it's easy enough, okay? Where were they born? How tall are they? How high is their vertical? It's just a nice little amalgamation of facts, and you can use it for that. That's fine. But when it comes to anything that can be remotely construed as political, it leans harder left than the kid in the War Amps logo. And like it continues to show here, PageRank score used to change very slowly, like the criteria was incrementally updated without many changes from quarter to quarter. Now the changes are coming much more rapidly. That's because authoritativeness is changing so rapidly. So, for example, if you cite the WHO and Fauci from a year ago, that's going to be misinformation. That's why I've had several different really weird framing when it comes to, we're going to take down one of your old videos because it no longer fits the narrative. It's something like that. It's normally more flowery language, and appeals, might as well just throw them in the wastebasket for as much good as they do. But they're allowed to change their position, mostly because they're writing the history books at this point. And isn't that a little bit of a nice reassurance? And by nice, I mean horrific on every single fucking front. But that's, what we're dealing with right now, trying to get this information out there. And it's hard, and it does seem like an uphill battle, but the more people know about this, the better equipped we'll be for the future, and the better off we'll just all be, because then we're going to all be on the same page. At least I hope so. Well, we got 3 really, really good stories to just end the day here and send you off on the beginning of a new week on the right foot. At least I hope so. Thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Catch y'all later.